What if I told you that while the entire world is obsessed with the flashy electric dream, a quiet giant is preparing a move that could dismantle the current narrative? But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We are living in an era where everyone assumes that by 2030, 8 out of 10 cars on the road will be pure EVs. We see Tesla's software brilliance and BYD's massive production numbers dominating every headline. But in the shadows, Toyota is playing a completely different game. They aren't rushing into the fire. They are building a new kind of hybrid engine that doesn't just promise fuel savings. It challenges the very necessity of a 100% electric future. The question we have to ask is, while everyone is distracted by the hype, what is Toyota building that can shake the global market to its core? Is this just another minor upgrade? Or is it a calculated, hidden strategy designed to flip the script at exactly the right moment? Toyota has never been a company that moves for the sake of speed. Their philosophy is slow, methodical, and perfect. They wait for the industry to tire itself out, and then they launch a solution that forces everyone to rethink their entire business model. In this video, we are stripping back the curtain on Toyota's new technology to see how it plans to disrupt the market. But before we get into the gears and bolts, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Staying ahead of the curve is the only way to understand where the world is actually heading. To understand why a single engine from Toyota can cause a global tremor, you first have to grasp the sheer scale of this empire. Toyota is not just a car manufacturer. It is a global phenomenon. Every single year, they move between 10 to 11 million vehicles. To put that in perspective, that's a new Toyota hitting the road almost every 3 seconds. They are consistently fighting for the #1 spot globally because they have something more valuable than hype. They have universal trust. Now, here is the detail most people miss. While other brands are just now trying to figure out batteries, Toyota has been the master of hybrid technology for decades. Today, nearly 40% of their global sales are hybrids. In some regions, that number is even higher. They dominate the United States, their largest market, where reliability is the ultimate currency. They own the Japanese market through sheer brand loyalty. They are the rising force in India and Southeast Asia because they provide a middle path for people who want to save money without the headaches of early-stage EV infrastructure. In Europe, where emission laws are tightening, Toyota's hybrids are the lifeline for consumers who aren't ready to go full electric. In China, they are standing their ground against aggressive local competitors like BYD because Toyota still stands for a resale value and durability that new startups haven't proven yet. When a company with this kind of reach, this many millions of customers, and this much data decides to launch a new engine, it isn't just a product launch, it is a directional shift for the entire human race. But why now? Why is there a market reality shock happening? If you look at social media or the news, you'd think internal combustion engines were already extinct. We've been sold a vision where Tesla is the king and the gasoline engine is a dinosaur. But the ground reality is striking back. Despite the meteoric growth of EVs, the vast majority of the world is still driving on fuel or hybrid power. The electric revolution has hit a wall of cold, hard facts that ads don't want to talk about. The first wall is time. You can fill a hybrid tank in 5 minutes. An EV, even with the best fast charger, traps you for 40 minutes, if the charger even works. The second wall is the battery debt. The battery is 40% of an EV's cost. When that battery degrades after 7 years, the car's value plummets. This range anxiety and the fear of massive replacement costs are keeping millions of buyers in the hybrid camp. Toyota knows this. They aren't betting on a perfect world. They are betting on the world as it actually exists. Full of broken chargers, long road trips, and people who need their cars to work every single day without fail. This is the foundation upon which Toyota is launching its newest strike. We have witnessed the market shifts and felt the growing tension between old-world reliability and new-world hype. But now we must descend into the machine itself to see the heart of this revolution. What exactly is the 5th-generation Toyota hybrid system, or THS, that the company has spent decades perfecting in the dark? On its surface, it might look like the same trio we have seen before. A petrol engine, an electric motor, and a lithium-ion battery. But the true genius of Toyota isn't found in the individual parts. It is found in the symphony of how they interact. In the past, The automotive world forced you to make a heartbreaking compromise. You could either have incredible fuel economy but live with zero power, or you could have massive power but watch your bank account drain at every gas station. Toyota's newest masterstroke has achieved a level of balance that most engineers thought was physically impossible. This system is a marvel of precision engineering where the transition between electric energy and gasoline combustion is so seamless that the driver literally cannot feel the gears shifting or the power source changing. When you are navigating the suffocating chaos of city traffic, moving inch by inch through a gridlocked street, the car transforms into a silent ghost. It runs entirely on the electric motor, drawing power from a battery that is now smaller, lighter, and more energy-dense than anything Toyota has ever put into a mass-market vehicle. In these moments, there is no engine noise, no vibration, and most importantly, zero fuel consumed. But the true magic happens the second you find an opening in traffic and press down on the accelerator. In that microsecond, the system calculates exactly how much power is needed and engages the petrol engine with a level of coordination that feels almost telepathic. This isn't just an engine turning on, it is a sophisticated power split device, managed by a smart electronic continuously variable transmission, or ECVT, that decides how to blend the forces of electricity and fire. This system is essentially a self-sustaining ecosystem on wheels. Unlike a pure EV that leaves you hunting for a charging plug, this hybrid uses regenerative braking technology on steroids. Every single time you lift your foot off the gas or tap the brakes, the kinetic energy that would usually be wasted as useless heat is instead captured, harvested, and shoved back into the battery. It is a car that charges itself as you live your life. Toyota has managed to shrink the physical footprint of the engine while simultaneously increasing its thermal efficiency and boosting the electric motor's torque. This means that when you hit the highway, you aren't just driving a fuel saver. You are driving a machine with instant electric punch and the infinite range of a traditional combustion vehicle. It is a refined, bulletproof solution designed for the harsh realities of everyday life, and that is exactly what makes it a lethal threat to the competition. It isn't flashy technology for the sake of looking futuristic. It is practical technology that solves the problems of the present. While Tesla and BYD are fighting over who can build the biggest screen or the fastest acceleration, Toyota is winning the war of common sense. They are betting on the fact that most people don't want a car that feels like a complicated smartphone. They want a car that feels like an extension of their freedom. The economic side of this game is where the kill shot is truly delivered. We have to ask why EVs are still so prohibitively expensive for the average family. The answer is the battery tax. When you purchase a pure electric vehicle, you are essentially buying a massive, expensive, and heavy chemistry set. Nearly 40% of the total cost of an EV is locked inside that battery pack. This creates a massive financial barrier that keeps millions of people away. Toyota's hybrid strategy circumvents this entire problem. By using a much smaller battery that serves as a support system rather than a primary crutch, Toyota can manufacture and sell these high-tech machines for thousands of dollars less than their electric rivals. For a person standing in a showroom, that price gap of $5,000 or $10,000 is the deciding factor for their family's future. It's not just about the sticker price. It's about the total cost of ownership over a decade. While the pro-EV crowd talks about the low cost of home charging, they often ignore the reality of expensive public fast-charging networks and the looming shadow of battery degradation. Everyone knows that after several years, an EV battery will inevitably lose its capacity, and the cost of replacing it can be more than the value of the car itself. Toyota has built a system where the battery is less stressed and designed to last as long as the engine, which in Toyota's case, is effectively forever. This is why the used car market is currently terrified of older EVs, while Toyota hybrids remain the gold standard of resale value. People trust these machines because they have seen them survive for 300,000 kilometers in the hands of taxi drivers and delivery fleets across the globe. This creates a safe haven for your investment. This brings us to the inevitable clash of ideologies. Tesla versus Toyota. It is a battle of two completely different versions of the future. Tesla is all in on a high-risk, high-reward strategy that demands a total overhaul of global infrastructure. They believe the gasoline engine must be wiped off the face of the earth immediately. Toyota, however, follows a multipath philosophy. They believe the world is too diverse, too complicated, and too unpredictable for a single solution to work for everyone. A driver in rural India or the mountains of Latin America doesn't have the same access to a high-speed charger as someone in Silicon Valley. By offering a refined hybrid path, Toyota is ensuring they remain relevant in every corner of the planet. They are providing the middle path, a way to enjoy the silence and efficiency of an electric motor without the anxiety of the red battery warning. While Tesla is trying to invent the future from scratch, Toyota is taking the world we already have and making it twice as efficient. It is a clash between the extreme and the pragmatic, and as we look at the sales figures and the growing consumer frustration with charging networks, the pragmatic path is starting to look like the winning one. This engine is the ultimate insurance policy for Toyota, a way to dominate the road regardless of how fast the electric revolution actually moves. It is a masterpiece of engineering that bridges the gap between where we are and where we might be going. As we enter the final act of this industrial struggle, we have to look beyond the factory floor and into the soul of the global market itself. This is no longer just a corporate rivalry. It is a profound clash of two entirely different human philosophies. On one side, we have Tesla, the disruptor that insists the future must be a singular, purely electric path. Tesla's vision is a scorched earth policy where every internal combustion engine is a relic of a dead past. On the other side, we have Toyota, the pragmatist that believes the world is too vast, too uneven, and too unpredictable to be forced into a single box. This is the multipath strategy, a masterstroke of defensive and offensive planning that is currently deciding the direction of the entire global economy. While the media loves the all-electric narrative, the ground reality of 2026 is striking back with a vengeance. We are seeing a massive deceleration in EV sales in regions that were supposed to be the leaders of the revolution. Why? Because the electric dream has hit the hard wall of infrastructure reality. The supply chain for lithium, cobalt, and nickel is trembling under the weight of unrealistic expectations, leading to price fluctuations that make mass adoption a nightmare for the middle class. Toyota recognized this early, positioning itself as the voice of reason. By focusing on the fifth-generation hybrid system, they are effectively offering a green bridge to the millions of people in India, Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America who do not have a high-speed charger in their garage or a reliable power grid in their city. For these billions of people, a car isn't a luxury toy or a statement of status. It is a critical tool for survival and economic mobility. It needs to work in 50-degree heat, it needs to be fixable by a local mechanic, and it needs to run for 20 years. This is where the legend of Toyota reliability transforms from a marketing slogan into a global shield. There is a reason why, in the most remote corners of the earth, the only vehicles you see are Toyotas. These machines are built with a philosophy of durability that defies the modern trend of planned obsolescence. A Toyota hybrid isn't just a car. It's a promise of peace of mind. While an EV owner is constantly calculating their remaining percentage and scouting for a working charging station, the Toyota driver simply starts the ignition and goes. This ease-of-life factor is the silent killer of the pure EV hype. The maintenance advantage is also a hidden tactical win that most people ignore until they get their first repair bill. Because a hybrid shares the load between a combustion engine and an electric motor, neither component is ever fully stressed to its breaking point. Your brakes last longer because the motor handles the slowing down. Your engine lasts longer because the electricity handles the grueling stop and go of city traffic. It is an optimized machine that protects its own hardware. And when we look at the resale market, the ultimate judge of a car's true worth, the numbers tell the final story. Used Toyota hybrids are being snatched up at premium prices because the global market knows they are a safe bet, whereas used EVs are facing a crisis of confidence as buyers fear the death of the battery. This brings us to the ultimate question of the future. Who is right? Is Tesla's aggressive jump into the future the only way forward? Or is Toyota's slow and steady bridge building the smarter play? As we look toward 2030, the answer seems to be a balanced reality. We are entering an era where different solutions will exist for different markets. Pure EVs will dominate the high-tech urban centers of Europe and China, but the hybrid will remain the king of the vast, developing world. Toyota's new engine isn't just a piece of metal. It's a statement of defiance against a forced narrative. It is a message to the world that the internal combustion engine hasn't been defeated. It has evolved into something smarter, cleaner, and more resilient. The company that understands this transition, the company that respects the reality of the consumer's wallet and the world's infrastructure, is the company that will own the road. Toyota has spent decades preparing for this exact moment of market confusion, and they are now stepping forward to claim their crown. In this high-stakes race between the electric dream and the hybrid reality, the pragmatic giant is quietly taking the lead, one reliable mile at a time. This is why the industry watches every move Toyota makes with a mixture of respect and terror. They aren't just selling you a car. They are selling you a future that actually works today. If you want to stay at the cutting edge of this battle and understand how the global power shift in the auto industry will affect your next purchase and the world's economy, you cannot afford to miss what we have coming next. We are analyzing every breakthrough, every market crash, and every hidden strategy from the giants of the road. Make sure you are subscribed and have your notifications on, because the automotive landscape is changing faster than ever, and we are your eyes on the ground. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the heart of the hybrid revolution. The road ahead is long, but with the right technology, we are going to navigate it perfectly. We will see you in the next analysis.